Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast. With me, your host, Imperial Dane, a 1 vs 1 for you today on Lancaster doing the winter. It shall be cold today, or at least imagine it's cold. A 1 vs 1, we shall be watching the northern part. SuperScnitzel fighting for the Soviet Union. And the 10th Tank Corps going up against Raresb of the 64th Infanterie Division. Also noting immediately he's gone for the Osttruppen Doctrine, and immediately we are seeing some Osttruppen out on the field. Following up with an Infantry Company and some Grenadiers. And SuperScnitzel will be opposing him with Shock Rifle Frontline Tactics, Guard Rifle Combined Arm Tactics, and Guard Rifle and Combined Arm Tactics. Slightly tripped there, my apologies. Conscripts popping up, back to Raresb, whose Osttruppen, of course, immediately seizing ground for the glory of the fatherland. Moving out there. Of course, one has to point out they are not really good outside of cover. They need to be in cover attack to have a decent fighting chance. Also note, they take territory slower than other units. So they are less strong offensive infantry, more infantry that is good when holding ground, that is defensive infantry. Something to keep in mind. More Grenadiers on the way. Looks like the first Osttruppen squad is basically there to just grab some territory a bit faster, put on some additional pressure, and so on, so on. Larger push here from Raresb towards the west. So far, not really focusing on the victory points. In fact, neither player is focusing on the victory point so far.
A new unit has arrived.
Although looks like SuperScnitzel might soon break that. Same squad of Grenadiers, and there we go. A second Osttruppen squad also arrives. Osttruppen here coming in engagement. They are in cover, so they will in fact gain a bit of a bonus, which actually means, I believe, they can actually do more damage than a conscript squad. On the other hand, they do have lower health than them, so I mean, in those cases they won't necessarily do too well. But there we go. We actually see that SuperScnitzel is forced to fall back in the face of the Osttruppen.
Osttruppen ready.
Composed of Eastern Europeans of different motivations, some basically being offered a way out of the prison camps, basically. But joining up. Some fought alright, but a lot of them generally didn't fight very well and had a nasty tendency of deserting, also rendering to the enemy. The Pioneers versus conscripts, definitely not going to be a good situation for the Pioneers. Meanwhile, we're seeing the larger engagement going on in the east, or at least what should be a larger engagement. We're seeing most of the infantry now pushing up here. Osttruppen under engagement, Grenadiers bring up support, the other Osttruppen squad being sent over on the flank. Conscripts advancing through the steep, thick snow, taking plenty of fire there, closing in with the Osttruppen. Can now take case, singing through the snowy fields. And there we go, conscript squad pushed away. Too many losses already inflicted. Of course, another thing about the Osttruppen, they vet up quite fast. That is one of their advantages, if you will, besides the fact they're cheap and alright in cover. That is, they vet up rather fast if you can actually keep them alive for that long, of course. That is something to keep in mind in that sense. You can get some alright, decent troops.
To superior arms and soldiers.
So that is something to keep in mind.
Osttruppen here. We have captured the sector.
Enemy!
Soviet troops pushing up their flamethrowers up. Squad on the far flank moving up there. Osttruppen here getting burned.
We are ready!
Ready.
Fighting on there, and looks like he will be taking up. Yes, indeed. No buildings going up though. Heavy losses there being inflicted. The Osttruppen squad is not looking too good there. And the Grenadiers also find themselves rushed off. He could consider setting up some light machine guns now. Also noting now that SuperScnitzel is putting some attention on the victory points. And there you go, the light mechanized company going up. Might be a Panther division will provide support for the 64th Infanterie Division.
Don't let us freeze here.
And there we go, the light machine gun is going up.
Osttruppen ready.
Could use some action.
I suppose you have orders.
And usually the Osttruppen were organised into independent battalions that be attached wherever needed. And of course, Osttruppen can also, of course, cover over something else, that is the Hilfswillige, which will basically support personnel in the German divisions to free up Germans for the front lines.
sector has
Though
been
the
cut off.
Hilfswille could also find themselves drawn into combat, of course. But there we go, conscripts pushing ahead, the Ostrom pulling into cover, gaining all of a sudden a slight advantage, but getting the conscripts to close up, and there we go, realising the situation is bad, he retreats them, but it might be too late. And of course, doesn't help that they have to retreat through deep snow, where they can't really run as well. Will the last man make it? Yes! Oh, maybe not. Oh, looks like... Well, that was a bit of a dumb path. And there we go, good night. Mines going up here. Nice aggressive mining up from SuperScnitzel. Rive grenade through the skies. Shatters the roof a bit. And an MG42 up, we're seeing a half-track following up here. Ostrom in the middle of everything, taking losses. Also noting a replacement Ostrom squad has quickly been summoned here for Raresb. And finally taking a victory point.
Requested units have arrived.
And there we go. Mittlere Schützenpanzerwagen arriving.
Ostrom
Point
ready.
being taken.
Yes?
Germany now holds the victory. Half-track ready.
Half-track moving up. Ostrom moving up. Oh, and there we go. Mine damaging the engine. Looks like the conscripts might be rushing in with an anti-tank grenade to finish it off.
Infantry has engaged now.
Oh, it does not succeed. MG42 setting up pretty close. Can't it stop the conscript from getting too close? Looks like it just manages in the nick of time, allowing the 251 to get the devil out of there, but that was bleeding close. Bleeding close, alternating this also close squad is close section 1. Other squad here, holding up behind some bushes and fences. And immediately getting an officer as well. Wunderbar, wunderbar, Raresb. Actually getting the officer. And now pushing ahead with the Osttruppen. So far got about 5 squads, although of course 2 of them will be of less grand use on the offense, though they can be of course to support an offense, or for that matter just hold up some flanks while the attack is happening. And oh, the MD crew hit the mine. The unfortunate half-track getting repaired. What shall be next here for Raresb? And of course, cover in Deckung. Out of cover, they are pretty much useless. And there we go. We do see the officer actually pumping up with concentrated fire, boosting the combat power of nearby infantry, and pumping them into cover as well. There we go. All of a sudden, the Ostrom will be rather vicious. At the same time, light machine gun fire raking through the last conscript there, and that was a squad dead, no more, gone. Quite vicious indeed. Combat setting up position there. Support weapon company out, a bit delayed that perhaps.
Heads down!
But that seems to not deter SuperScnitzel.
Half-track ready.
Frozen grenadiers here.
Ostrom moving over to the other infantry, it would seem. These gentlemen quickly getting reinforced. They of course also in jeeps reinforced. Now go get his, oh, a bit rather around it. Need to be careful, 4646. Raresb. You don't want to lose them, for that matter, risk handing over a light machine gun to the Bolsheviks. And also note, he actually has access to laying down trenches now if he wants. That matters can be also can. Slowly advancing here, creeping from cover to cover. And there we go, SuperScnitzel attaching some troops to begin unraveling the left flank. Good job there. And Ostrom moving, there we go. Oh, taking heavy losses, getting cut up by the fence. Panzerwagen up. Another use of concentrated fire could prove helpful. And there we go. No, that looks like in the deep snow actually. Ostrom closing in on Veteran T2. Pack 40 joining in as well, beginning to bombard the building. And Tank Leader 10 command going up as well, it would seem. Ostrom need reinforcement. There we go, Flampanzerwagen providing set reinforcement.
Move them to cover immediately.
And some troops could do with being a bit heated up in a less than lethal manner though. There we go, plenty of Osttruppen. Might be an idea to get them into the heat.
We've added to the fatherland. Pioneers awaiting orders.
Yeah?
Ready.
Just as he's about to get over to the fire pit, he got shot through the head. And there goes, sneaking up with an anti-tank grenade. Nice hit. Of course, what we try to pass all of these Osttruppen, although they are not in cover, so they will be easy attack to get past, which will be to the advantage of the conscripts.
Withdrawing fire. You need cannon fodder.
And light machine guns going up. I mean, submachine guns. There we go. And a T-70 light tank also arriving.
Light tank has arrived.
I might suggest the actor sets up a trench right here or something, because, I mean, out in the open like this, they are not really going to do the fatherland much good. At best as cannon fodder, and that's not really the best position for cannon fodder.
You have orders?
Although I'm sure your Osttruppen would appreciate it if you decide to use them as more than cannon fodder. I'm sure they would find it a much morale boosting decision, in fact. And there you go, trench going up here for Raresb. Again, a trench up here could also prove handy.
Your predecessor died a hero!
T-7 sneaking up on the flank.
T-70 taking fire!
Needs to be careful he doesn't get ambushed with a Panzerfaust, and MG-42 taking up position within the trench. Forming a more improvised machine gun nest, I suppose, if you will. Certainly a cheaper one, in some regards, although of course if you lose the MG crew, it's not going to be so cheap. Counter-attack already mobilizing. Pack, infantry, Flammenpanzerwagen. Also, I'm still hanging about here again. You know, a few trenches might, boost their combat ability, considerably make them harder to deal with for the Russians, and force them to commit a larger force to actually forcing the fascists out from the munitions point right around here. T-70 moving ahead. Pack, 40 rounds, hit the rear. Oh, and it gets abandoned. The crew probably not quite so alive when trying to abandon it, and certainly the black smoke belching out, rarely a omen of anything good. There we go, hitting the dirt, but right in front of the flamethrower tends to be a less than grand idea. You know, Yuri, I think we should have hit the dirt a bit farther away from the flamethrower. You're always so clever, Boris. Now shut up. There we go, T-70 in the hands of the Wehrmacht. I do think Raresb could be doing a bit more with this Osttruppen again. I think he could also try and move the MG-42 up here a bit further before entrenching in enemy trench, but oh, never mind. Large over the assault going in, so that might of course be too late. Bit of a shame, bit of a shame. I do think Raresb could have made it much harder to assault position here with a few trenches. But SuperScnitzel is on the move with a field gun followed up by a mortar. Bit more support weapons. He's going to need to move up those to his troops. The Osttruppen are definitely not going to hold out in these positions. Not for long anyways. Bush is never being the greatest of fortifications. In particular when your name is Yuri in the German army.
Comrade! First units on the field.
And a Panzerkampfwagen rolls in there. 20th Panther Division providing a bit of armor support. Plus, of course, whatever the 64th Infantry has managed to scrounge up for themselves, and certainly was not uncommon for an infantry division to perhaps grab a few enemy tanks they found lying about. Though, of course, they rarely actually report on to High Command, because then they actually be expected to hand it over. So it was apparently not too uncommon to, keep it a bit quiet that they found themselves a tank. Because usually a tank would either be swept back to Germany for testing or be handed over to a Panzer division, I believe. But there we go, quick anti-tank grenade imaging the engine of the T-70. The T-70 they're tearing in with its 45mm gun. Field gun moving over to see if it can't catch an easier target. And a Panther. Pioneers moving up to support. Ostrom could also moving in, but so far they're far from the front line. Getting reinforced back to their base. Setting a bunker like a medic bunker. Officer moving up. Trench getting mortared. T-70 a bit of trouble here, but looks like it managed to escape the wrath of the field gun, at least for now. And the field gun being rather interesting, knocking it out, it would seem. Unsurprisingly, hitting the dirt right here. So could try and use a bit of confidence. Fine, there we go. T-70 wiped out. Flampanzerwagen moving up. Combat charging straight into the Grenadiers. Mortar rounds flying through the air. Threatening jump position. This MG needs to get out of there. Needs to get reinforced and healed up. Field gun getting burnt away. Not looking good there. Playing the reach being flooded. He could consider getting some guards infantry for example right now, or another tank. A half tank could also prove beneficial with perhaps some anti-aircraft guns mounted on it. Field gun not having a happy day. The crew being melted, stuck to the gun shield, I imagine.
Taking fire! Orders?
And they're going, in fact, following up with the half-track, the M3 half-track. One of two half-tracks the Americans made for troop transport. There was also the M-something light half-track, which was basically a shorter variant. And there you go, Flampanzerwagen finally went down to a vicious anti-tank grenade. Also moving up here, and of course noting this veteran 2-1, tougher, more durable, slightly more capable.
There are no cowards here. Soldiers ready.
Got the assault commences, more of course there to back it up, which is good. T-34 also ready to have a bit of fun. Ostrom moving up, working in teams, good.
Units awaiting orders.
Front line collapsing a bit as the Grenadiers are being overwhelmed.
Contact! The enemy is taking what we have secured.
Again, a trench could be a nice tool here to sort of help things out.
We serve! Order crew.
T-34 here.
The men say they are
Mortar fire. The Pioneers here might be getting a bit too confident in their own skills.
The new men have arrived. Attacking.
Quite an impressive rifle grenade there against the mortar crew. And there we go. Crop mowers up. Ostrom in for a bit of a nasty surprise here. As the 450 cals open up. And already the Ostrom are taking a bit of a beating. They should probably try and get off a Panzerfaust. The ever ubiquitous Panzerfaust, mass produced. Quite handy in many ways, though of course you should always be careful with a backblast. And apparently some other nasty little tricks it had in its sleeve, as it had a bit of a tendency of actually malfunctioning, firing on its own, if you weren't a bit too careful.
Standing by.
Ostrom pushed it back by the flak of the anti-aircraft half-track.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Moving up, securing points.
Ready.
Panther 4, number 2 up. Not really doing much for the Panther 4 so far. Raresb being a bit conservative with his armor, it would seem. Feeling no rush.
We are as ready as we can be.
It looks like the Ostrom on the right flank advancing.
Is passing.
Straight into a bit of a headache if they're not careful.
Awaiting orders.
They could try and grab the field gun, or they could ignore it.
The enemy has our range.
Certainly more than welcome to ignore it.
T-34 reporting.
More T-34s arriving. And the Ostrom all of a sudden taking a bit of a beating there. Panther 4 moving up. In fact, this position is currently rather open for a full armoured assault here, but Raresb seems a bit worried with his tanks. He is perhaps a bit worried about field guns and actually giving SuperScnitzel time to actually crew a field gun and turn against the guns. In that sense, Raresb might have set himself a bit up for a self-fulfilled prophecy there by waiting too long and not attacking much.
All units are here.
Now pushing the Panther 4s ahead. Coming in the direct fire there from the SIS-3. 76 using the field gun. Heavy damage there to the Panther 4. Panther 4 almost knocked out. Then it's moving up. Half-track moving as well, providing fire support, covering the field gun. Nicely moved down. Of course, also moving up to reinforce the field gun at the front line. Very good use there of the half-track. Field gun constantly being exposed to all manners of nasty fire. Veteran 2, and now a barrage as well on the gun is wiping out half the squad. T-34 rolling up while the other thing is occupied. But good use there of the half-track. Very good use. Officer on the far flank could use a bit of concentrated fire himself. T-34 says it's about to flank the entire position. Might even get the Panther 4, and there we go. Nice hit. Brewing up the Panzerkampfwagen 4. Rendering it kaput and flanking the Veteran 2 Pack 40. This is bad news for Raresb.
Watch out, infantry!
Might lose it, might lose it, might lose it. And all not looking good for the trench machine gun. The trench is beginning to look less than safe. And the officer needs to get the hell out of there. There we go. Hack. The crude officer wiped out. Rather a shame there. And there we go. Just managed to make it out of the trench in the nick of time. But that trench is gone.
Engineer standing by. T-34 taking fire.
And also now advancing. Coming out of fire from that T-34. Grenadiers moving up. Pack there. Oh, stolen by the Russians. Well played there, SuperScnitzel, though if he can't make it out of there.
Taking fire!
Oh, managed to crew it. Grenadiers Veterans free. And a heavy Panzer co-op. Popping back here to Raresb. Panzerkampfwagen 5 on the way. Looks like the 20th Panzer Division is offering up some heavy armor now.
Railway artillery support ready.
Railway Artillery.
Is attempting to steal our sector.
Die Schwerer Gustav.
The territory is out of contact.
That's it! Fully
Prepare to
reinforced.
bombard the Soviet positions.
Incoming fire!
With its very large shells. Then it's advancing. Might they be setting themselves up to make an observation here for the artillery? There we go. Straight on the field gun. Will SuperScnitzel be able to save it in time? Or will it be good night, sweet field gun crew? There we go. No survivors. No survivors.
Contact infantry!
Panther has arrived from the fatherland.
And there we go. The heavy railway gun blasting away, causing quite considerable damage. Not the only railway artillery Germans use, and certainly not the most regularly used. The ones that would be more regular would have the ones mounted on their armoured trains, which could either have been Polish, Russian, or for example German in origin. He's been moving around supporting different positions. But there we go. T-34 is going on there. Noting, by the way, a nice amount of kills, closing on veterans. This one needs to pull back. Loss is heavy. Infantry right there. Looks like he's close to losing both Ostrom squads. Oh no, careful, Raresb. And there we go. Both wiped out. Fresh ones, though, are arriving. Quick to replace any losses. Noting also both Grenadier squads are veterans free. Panzerkampfwagen 5 pushing ahead. Officer as well. Good job there. Good job.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Need to be a bit careful of that Panther 4. Then again, so does he need SuperScnitzel need to use his half track. There we go. Nice hit. Another field gun moving up here for SuperScnitzel. Noting, by the way, no mines have been laid down for him, which is certainly making it easier for Raresb to make any kind of attack, since he, of course, has nothing to worry about in the mining department. This Panzer 4 on the other hand needs to go, and we're actually noting here the redistribute resources ability. Handing over some fuel, getting in some munitions, likely setting up for another railway artillery support barrage.
Railway artillery prime.
Looks like Raresb likes the Schwerer Gustav.
We are losing a sector. We flew to combat.
There we go. Nice hit there on the Panther. Panther slowly rolling away. Engine not looking too good there. More shots impacting. Grenadiers finding a way. Doing nicely in support of the Panzerkampfwagen.
Enemy infantry has been contact!
Conscript rushing ahead and getting cut down. Oh dear, the Panther's close to getting wiped out, close to getting wiped out. If he uses tracking now, he could get it. There we go, tracking, and there we go! Good use of tracking, wiping out the Panther. Although I'm sure the German player is less excited about SuperSchnitzel's use of tracking.
Enemy is taking our territory.
More pioneers on the way, but still maintaining a decent infantry-sized force. Also noting over here, a mortar's actually been left behind. I think he should actually grab it, although I'm wondering why SuperSchnitzel moves his mortar all the way over here, but still, grab it, turn it against the Bolshevik positions, have it support your own troops. And the Panther 4 needs to turn about here. T-34's running ahead, half track, again another one. Large engagement on the west flank, veterans 3 conscripts versus veterans 3 grenadiers. Rifle grenade, though, quickly turns that situation in favour of Germany. And there we go, point blank, incendiary armor pitching rounds versus the conscripts, just shredding them, murdering them. Oh my god. There we go, absolutely wondrous use, but ultimately forced away there. But still, good use of incendiary armor pitching rounds, what we like to see. Still, we'd like to see them more to recruit as well. Would have been something good to use the Ostwaffen for. You could even pop it into a trench afterwards if you wanted to.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
And then we've got another bit of railway artillery. Another barrage from the Schwerer Gustav. This time, less successful, still able to wipe half most of the field gun crew.
Ready as we'll ever be. Territory secured.
Suspect he'll be saving up for another Panther, leaving the Panzer 4 to hold up the entire front line, which will definitely put him in a bit of pressure. In fact, currently I think it would be a nice idea for Raresb to begin projecting some of his armor. In fact, he's got plenty of T-34s to get repaired, begin hitting the flanks. In fact, soon time to make them analysis.
Panzer here. Engaged.
There we go, another AA gun mounted. Field gun almost veteran fleet. Ostrom pushing ahead. They need to be a bit careful. They are otherwise going to be nice targets here for the half track. T-34's hit with plenty of conscript support. And a field gun barrage straight on the MG42. Very close, in fact, wiping it out utterly. Down to 2 men. And there we go, veteran 3 MG42 crew dead. That's an absolute dreadful shame. Panther 4 gets another kill. Other T-34 advancing, heavily damaged. No mines, by the way, from Raresb either. Also a bit of a shame. Also here getting shredded, absolutely vicious Soviet assault. And there we go, veteran 2 for the Panther 4, armoured skirts up. Flammenwerfer left behind. Oh, nice hit there, point blank, from the Panther 4, trying to get out of there. Very, very brutal fight. And closing in slowly on the Panzerkampfwagen infantry. Just needs the manpower now.
We could use some action to keep warm.
Also deeply lacking in pioneers. Another bit of use there of resources. Another railway artillery barrage. That's quite a bit of railway artillery he's using, by the way. And there we go, got the field gun crew this time around. Ostrom needs to pull back into cover, and he should use the offense combination to really get the most out of them, I think. Bit of a shame he didn't. Bit of a shame he didn't. Grenadiers in a lot of trouble. MG42, by the way, grabbed here by the Soviets. Hitting the dirt, point blank as well. Oh, Nazi tracing, Grenadiers forced to rotate, but he might not make it out of there alive. Might not. Oh, point blank flamethrower as well. Ouch. He could try and pop some smoke here to provide cover for the MG42. And looks like that's what he's about to do, in fact. There we go. Nice, but perhaps a bit too late anyways.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Our position is under attack! I suppose you need incoming fire!
I await your orders, Commandant.
Grenades going off, half-tech moving ahead, Panther 4 though moving in for a bit of vengeance.
Grenadier squad at full strength! That's good!
And quickly forced away, and there we go, half-tech brewed up.
Standing by!
Grenadiers themselves rushed off. And time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation is we've seen Raresb commit to a nice heavy assault, although the loss has also been a bit heavy. He's been a bit reluctant, I think, to pursue the flanks, roll in some tanks and try to that way catch his opponent off guard, but otherwise, I mean, he's got most of the map now, he's got most of the victory points. The victory points are definitely often his advantage. But again, it was a bit of a costly attack, and again, I think some of the losses could have been avoided by some slightly more clever flanking going on, but that's another matter. But currently, Raresb is very much on the defensive. He's got plenty of infantry. The problem is a bit, you know, the Ostorben are perhaps currently not being used to the most optimal effectiveness. Again, he's rather reluctant actually putting them in trenches, buildings, or behind cover, which again, overall limits how much they can actually do in a fight. Again, they really need to be in cover of some kind to actually do some serious damage. Again, keep that in mind. And he could also definitely use the concentrated fire more on the officer. Of course, getting another Panther up would probably help things a bit against all the Soviet armor, though again he should be careful. And currently I would say the Panther 4 is a better bet at actually coming through all of this. Well, with it being Veteran 2 at the moment, of course, also having Blitzkrieg available. So far, though, no Blitzkrieg tactics used here from Raresb. So that's something to keep in mind. Then on the other hand, SuperScnitzel again, much lower infantry count. He's on the other hand got more armor, but again, it was a bit of a grim assault head on there, and that cost him a lot. He could, of course, consider replacing some of the armoured losses, but I would consider actually also getting more infantry. And I think a guard rifle infantry squad with perhaps some light machine guns might, in fact, prove an ideal move there in that regard. So, over to SuperScnitzel, back to the fight. Harassing there, good, good. Losing plenty of terrain, Raresb continues his advance, MD42 up. He should really consider beginning mining up some of the territory, some of the advances now. Which has rather been a constant lacking here, I feel, from SuperScnitzel from the other half of the map. I mean, we only had a few aggressive mountains, but after that, it seems to nothing happened. Or conscript's flamethrower went off. Almost prime now. In fact, they're retreating right past the Grenadiers. Oh, that was just terrible. MD42 taking a direct hit there from the rail artillery. Oh, good lord. Nice comeback right there from Raresb. Heavy losses right there inflicted. And we're seeing Grenadier support here by the Ostorben squad moving up to engage the conscript on the far west to retake the field point. Also noting now he's seriously understrengthened in terms of infantry. Really should consider getting up some more. Or something else.
How can we help?
There we go, getting into cover, into Deckung.
Forces are neutralizing a sector.
Rifle grenade causes the conscripts retreat. Engagement up the centre. Grenadiers, officer and Ostorben with nary any support. Bit exposed here to the C-34 and the combat engineers, in particular the Veteran 2-1. And there goes swift retreat. Sadly, the Panther 4 was nowhere to be seen. Sadly. Troops pulling back, and there we go, another Panzerkampfwagen 5 for Raresb. Fire pit up, still no mines, keine Minen.
Engineer standing by. Supply lines have been cut. Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
And, oh, he actually hit his own men with the field artillery barrage. That's rather unfortunate.
T-34 ready for combat.
third T-34 out. Panther 4 advances, coming under a bit of nasty fire there. Getting flanked by the field gun as well. Raresb needs to be careful. Then he's pushing up. Looks like they're trying to flank the field gun. Nice job there, even as flamethrowers pour hot death on them. Panther 4 down to half health. Less than half health. T-34's advancing. Where is the third one? Still in base. And the Panther 4 barely makes out there while the Panther advances. Field gun crew dead all around the field gun, in fact. And there go the Grenadiers getting bombarded by the T-34s, taking themselves some nasty losses. Might, in fact, result in a loss there for Raresb if he's not careful. Troops continuing up the left flank. And another half-track out. He's really fond of his half-tracks. Field gun quickly through. Panther 4 right back in front of it. Looks like SuperScnitzel is more interested in saving his field gun. For the time being, at least until he get the half-track up in front of it. And there we go. But again, extremely low infantry numbers at the moment compared to what Raresb has, which is definitely giving Raresb the opportunity to really push across the map.
Enemy squad has us sighted.
That's the last one. Visit is passing.
Panther down to half health. Now the Russians though are on the advance. The Panther 4 getting repaired, but only half health at the moment. Looks like he might be launching a larger assault here. But also noting he doesn't go in too far, he's just slowly pushing away the Germans, forcing away their tanks, which are both below half health at the moment. Which of course means they're going to be a bit of a limited effectiveness in any firefight at the moment.
Standing by.
Engineers inside the half-track. And these Ostrom are quick to get out of there once they realise they're a bit over their heads. More pioneers. Looks like Raresb is always in short supply of pioneers, always ending up with a lot of them dead.
It's down, enemy fire range.
Closing in on Vetchny to the Ostrom. Another railway artillery straight on all of the armor. Looks like Raresb is not. SuperScnitzel is not paying attention. Oh, the engineers were wiped out. Direct hits. No survivors. The tanks were able to escape the wrath of Germany, but that's about it. These colonies, in the meanwhile, are getting torn to shreds. And that's what the 4th Schwerer Gustav barrage. That's quite something else.
Engineers ready for assignment.
Ostrom here, very close eventually too, but also very close to getting wiped out. And there we go, Panther 4 ready for frontline action again. 2 T-34s, almost Vetchny 2, which would give a nice damage boost. And again, going for the fuel point here, Raresb certainly managing once more to hold the German back on the back foot. He should, I also consider getting more than one field gun at a time to support some of those T-34s. Would provide plenty of artillery support and of course also some more anti-tank capabilities to hold back the Soviet or the German armour. Of course all of those tanks will also be helpful.
It's done. Need something built?
There we go, finally some mines going down.
We're builders, not killers. Why are they shooting at us?
Now again, don't do it when the enemy can see it. That rather spoils the surprise you were planning, to be honest.
Our unit count is increasing.
4 T-34s now. Though none of them actually getting repaired, those are the ones at least that need repairs. And the Panther finally receiving as well. There we go, mine went off. And a second Panther on the field.
Enemy troops engaging us.
Ostrom in a bit of trouble. Third half check out by the way here for SuperScnitzel.
The enemy has cut off a sector.
And the Konsk is moving in, but oh, point blank engagement there with the veteran free grenades. Of course, the Ostrom fighting as well. Heading the dirt. Molotov off here against the Grenadiers. Not looking good overall.
T-34 under enemy fire.
And T-34 launching straight into the line of fire with the Panther.
Killers! Why are they shooting at us?
More Panther force moving up. The field going up now at the front line. Lovely, lovely. And looks like the Germans are going to launch a large assault. For some reason, though, having the Pioneers lead it, I do seem to think that Raresb does not like his Pioneers. Not sure if the SuperScnitzel is actually trying to bait in Raresb's tanks or something.
Squad of infantry has been killed. Death before retreat.
And another field gun decrewed. With another one on the way. There you go. Armoured assault. Hang on. Sorry about that. Someone wanted to get a hold of me. But there we go. Launching in the armoured assault. Panther leading the way. Panther 4 following up. Basically having the most armoured leading the front. That's actually a good tactic there from Raresb. With the less armoured, of course, following up, just providing firepower. Anti-tank no hitting the Panther there. It looks like he's just doubling up with the assault. Perhaps not the brightest idea. Just kept moving, pricing over the infantry and whatnot. In fact, also giving SuperScnitzel time to lay up the line of defence. Definitely a problem for the Panthers. In particular, as one is going to be. There we go. Field gun up.
You need engineers?
But again, SuperScnitzel's laziness in having his T-34s prepared also deny me a chance to basically launch in a massive assault quicker.
Field gun standing by.
Grenadiers following up. Ostrom could be used to recruit a field gun. There we go. Large infantry force moving in. Oh, the next one. There we go. T-34 quickly straighted and gone. But field gun firing away there. Now could be a good time for a bit of tracking.
Vehicles. Listen. T-34 reporting. T-34.
And some Ostrom moving up the left flank. Nothing unusual there, I suppose.
Squad replenished!
Not an idea to have the front tank up that close to everything.
Conscripts under attack! Man down!
There we go, losses inflicted. Ostrom still not using cover, there we go. Concentrated fire up, that's even going to help the Ostrom even a bit. There we go. Veteran T2, Molotov in the officers, tanks moving up, Panther 4, blitzing in. Coming under fire there from a Veteran T2, T-34. Field gun here, firing away, Panther down to half health. Lots of loss amongst the infantry. T-34 trying to ram, but Indian gives up. The engine gives up. Panther 4 taking a lot of fire. T-34 down. Field gun decrewed. And ramming in there on the Veteran C2. Panther 4, T-34 rolls in. Offshore not there. They march around Panther first. Panther moving in. Field gun recruit as well again. And now all of a sudden we see that Raresb's armour is a bit strung out in a bit of a nasty position.
They've opened up on us!
With the field gun able to take off some nice shots here. Of course having, oh, half tank is not close enough to reinforce the field gun, bit of shame, but there we go. Panther 4, a combat loss. Panthers getting plastered with fire.
Fresh meat has arrived.
You have a target?
Need to turn the gun again though, turn again. And the T-34 closing in on Veteran T3. Oh, almost down there actually.
We are losing territory.
And there we go. Veterans one of the field gun allowing for tracking again. Do not underestimate tracking and what you can do. So there you go. Panther blitzes out of there. Or at least slightly out of there. Come, Hans! Let us use Blitzkrieg to move half a meter. And mein Herr, isn't that a bit, you know, an overuse? Nein! Blitz! Away! Slightly. Panther's moving ahead, T-34's rolling in. Panthers providing firing support, that's about the best they can do at the moment. They're going to actually crew, but with the crew rather exposed to the Russians.
Combat engineers are standing by. We have 200 points remaining.
I do believe it's actually time to look at Raresb, who's actually getting a Sturmpanzer 4. That's quite rare.
Wizard is passing.
For
Weather is
not just Raresb. Ah ha ha ha. Rappers. Anyways. Got the Sturmpanzer 4, the Stupa, the Brumbad bit was actually, I believe, a British term. I do believe the Germans commonly called it the Stupa. Anyways, there we go. Sturmpanzer ahead. Meant for clearing up fortified positions and urban warfare. The lights. Another bit of railway artillery. I think that's the 5th time that's got to be a record, I think. At least for the Propagandacast. And again, even beyond 1, I think, is a record. But there we go. Raresb setting the watermark, apparently, or something like that. Sturmpanzer 4 rolling ahead. Might be an interactive point towards the infantry. Oh, never mind then. Shot bounding on the T-34, T-34 could take a nice shot, field gun firing away. 100mm, by the way, of frontal armour here on the Sturmpanzer 4. Crew member killed. Also note, just like the Stug and the few anti-tank infantry actually has target weak points. And also does considerably more damage than the other target weak points, so keep that in mind as well. And there we go, field gun wiped out. It stood no chance to the Sturmpanzer, which by the way were organised into independent Sturmpanzer Abteilungs. They were not regularly part. And now, oh, strafing gun just murders the Ostruppen. Oh, ach, nein. Not going to do it. Looks like the veteran 2 T-34's moving ahead. And there we go. Sturmpanzer stuns it. Sturmovik goes down right by the victory point. And there go the Sturmpanzers very close, in fact, knocking out the T-34.
Railway cannon has reloaded. Taking Soviet fire!
Might be trying for another redistribute resources, followed up with another railway artillery support. Apparently not. And there we go, T-34 down. Half tank also not a trouble. Lots of half tanks out for SuperScnitzel. Rather rare I've seen the Soviet play also this committed to them, which is quite nice. And another field gun.
Panzer here.
Time to speed this up a bit. Trench going down. And there we go. Looks like another bit of real artillery again on the field gun. Been quite fond of dropping it right there. Direct hit. And game over. That last hit was utterly demoralizing right there for SuperScnitzel, who was no longer feeling so super and ordered a retreat. So there you go. Rather brutal engagement. Lots of armor on both sides. Even the Sturmpanzer 4. Lots of railway artillery support usage. Again, I don't think I've ever seen a match where it got used that much. We saw Ostruppen being used regularly. We saw officers being used regularly. We saw tracking, half-tracks, T-34s. We in fact saw a lot in this match. The Russian player, I mean, could have done a bunch of things better. I mean, it was nice to see the half-track, for example, throwing the field guns, but one thing was he pretty much only had one field gun at a time, which rather limited his effectiveness, and certainly he should have at least had two. I think that would probably have been able to lay down a lot more fire against Raresb. With only field gun, it was ultimately a bit limited when do once he got hit with larger amounts of armor. That combined with his poor T-34 mains, I mean, he didn't waste them, but at the same time, he rather ensured they couldn't really do much either because they'd be knocked out as media as well, so he should have done more to repair them, and I also definitely think could have done more to, mine stuff and also pushed harder on the flanks. I mean, by the half mark, he rather forgot about all that and got utterly consumed with the center, which was only to the advantage of Raresb in the long run. Raresb, of course, could also have done more better use of his Ostrom again. He could have used trenches more. He could have used them in cover more. I mean, that was one thing I think he definitely was a bit lacking in. His officer could also use a bit more concentrated fire, but at least he used him, so that's grand. He also used the trenches at least somewhat, and that's also great as well. I also think that SuperScnitzel could have made a bit more use of his support mem company. I mean, he only had one mortar, and again, that wasn't even bothered with for long. Had he done more of that as well, he might also stood a better chance. But again, more field guns, at least two, I think, would have done the better trick. Or he should have had the T-34s used more aggressively, again, fully repaired, and then flank in like that with the field gun firing from front. I think that would have been a great tactic, which could have done a lot of damage to Raresb, but that sadly never materialised in that sense. Again, SuperScnitzel, when it came down to it, was a bit more of a sledgehammer personality. But instead of even being slightly clever with the sledgehammer and just trying to catch him from the sides for a bit off guard, he just resorted to the frontal sledgehammer attack. I mean, you can hit with the sledgehammer from different angles. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned a thing or two. Hope you got some ideas. This is Imperial Dane saying, hope you share with your friends and everyone. And, feel free to send in some replays. And, of course, a reminder again, we will have a new patch out here on Tuesday the 12th. And, of course, also a lot of new content out. So, of course, after that, once all the replays here are useless, feel free to send in a ton of replays so I have something to cast on Wednesday. Anyways, cheers.